me white man Jesus. Right? This is what we was taught, right?
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
He said one of the descriptions that Christ said, the hair on his head and the hair on his face was white and it was woolly. Now look at this. Does this look like wool? Touch your hair. Your hair got wool, right? Go ahead.
As white as snow.
It was fully white.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
It was red because he drank wine. One of the first miracles in John was that he turned water into wine.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
If you took them socks off, you will have like almost bronze colored feet, right? Now let's see how brown.
As if they burn in a furnace.
You could put white rice in the oven and it turns black. So if these people tampered with it, why did they take that out?
That's right. That's right.
So just think about it. They didn't take it out because it wasn't tampered with. Let me show you something. Now if he's black, shouldn't his people be look similar to him? Right. Say that you see me, you've seen, so the Father got to look like it too, because he said, you see me, you've seen the Father. Right. Check this out. Let me show you how we know. Give me Hebrews chapter 7. Let me show you his nationality first. Races. You see race. What do you put on them? Put black. Now black is a color. But what land would I go to the land of black? You don't see Africa. Africa got 54 countries. What country? Isaiah 1 and 3. I know. We do this all day.
Chapter 1, verse 3.
They already know it.
The ox knoweth his owner.
Ox is a dumb animal, but he knows
And the ass is master crib.
Ass is a donkey, but he knows his land, man.
But Israel,
Israel is a nationality of people. The Israelites
do not know.
They don't know.
My people do not consider.
He said God's people don't even consider who they are. Right? Let's find out what Jesus' nationality is.
It's the book of Hebrews, chapter 7, verse 14.
Give me that 12 tribes.
For it is evident that our Lord sprang out of Judah.
He said, our Lord sprang out of Judah. Today, when we go, what I'm going to show you is, this is who Christ sprang from. Today, he would be so-called American black. Right? That's what, those are bywords that they gave us. God calls us Judah. So even Christ would be a so-called African American right now. He'll walk the streets just like us.
Right.
You know, and that's how we can prove it, and I'm going to prove it to you. Give me Deuteronomy. You heard of Moses already, right? Now Moses, he went to the land of Egypt and took the children of Israel out of Egypt. I'm going to prove that Deuteronomy 1 and 1.
Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel on this side of Jordan in the wilderness.
So he took the children of Israel out of Egypt and he brought them to the wilderness. Look what he told them, 28.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 1.
Everybody was created.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So Moses told the children of Israel, said, you should listen diligently to the voice.
To observe and to do all his commandments.
Because God never gave the Israelites a religion. He never gave them Baptist, Pentecostal, or Jehovah's Witness. He never gave them that. What he gave them was laws, right?
Which I command you this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high, above all nations of the earth.
So he created the Israelites to be above all of the other. You notice that the so-called black Hispanic men, they're bigger, they're stronger, they're faster. Created them to be that way, right? It's the flip side. 15.
Verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou would not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
He said, if you don't listen,
to observe and to do all his commandments, and the statutes which I command you this day, that all these curses, all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake you.
So he said, no, this curse is coming on you. What's the worst thing ever happened to black people? Ever. Deuteronomy 28.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 6 to 8. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
He said one of the curses said the Lord gonna bring you to Egypt again. But there's nowhere in history that the Israelites as a whole went back into Egypt again. So this is what he's talking about when he says Egypt.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt.
Out of the land of Egypt.
Out of the house of bondage.
What's another word for bondage? It's on you, Timothy. It's like slavery. Yeah. So that's what he's talking about when he's going. Go back to 28:68.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 6 to 8. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again
So Moses telling the Israelites said the Lord gonna bring you into slavery again.
with
He
ships
said, but this time you're going into cargo slave ships.
by the word whereof I spake unto
He
thee.
said the same way I'm telling you, it's the same way it's gonna happen.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
He said you're not going back to your homeland anymore either.
And there
Once you got off them slave ships,
ye shall be sold unto your
he
enemies.
said you was gonna be sold to your enemies. Who were we sold to when we got off the slave ships? Huh? The English, the Greeks, all those people say we're gonna be sold to, but the Bible calls them your enemies.
For buying men
Slave man,
and buying women, and no man shall buy you.
nobody's gonna redeem you. All those black activists, they all tried to redeem us, but they never redeemed us. We're still in the land of our captivity. Give me, yeah.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 83, verse 1. Keep not thou silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult.
Those same enemies that we were sold to, these people have biblical nationalities. Like that's why I was asking your nationality, because everybody is found in this book. You do the research, you're gonna find out all these people got go way back.
Right.
Right, good.
And they that hate thee
They that hate you.
have lifted up thy head.
Uh-huh.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
Crafty means sneaky, sly counsel against thy people, against the Israelites, right?
Consulted against thy hidden ones.
Uh-huh.
They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
He said, look what these people did. He said, they said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation.
That the name of Israel be no more in remembrance.
He said, so that you don't remember that you're an Israelite. And I'm going to show you why they don't want you to remember that you're an Israel, right?
For they have consulted together with one
They
consent.
all agreed.
They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom
Edom is that so-called terrorist white man. That's who
right.
controls everything, right?
and the Ishmaelites
Israelites are the Arabs.
of Moab
That's the Chinese.
and the Hagarenes.
You know how you was taught in high school that Africans sold Africans? Well, tell you what, even the Africans aren't the same, but those Africans selling Israelites into captivity.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Cabal
The ball is more Africans. So the Africans aren't the same.
and Ammon
Ammon, that's the so-called Japanese man.
and Amalek.
Amalek is that man that took your nationality. He say he a Jew.
That's right.
All you see right here is Jews.
That's right.
Go ahead.
The Philistines
The Philistines are more Africans.
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
Tyre is more African. All these people came together and made you lose your name Israel.
That's right.
Show them what that name means.
The book of Genesis, chapter 32, verse 26.
Now, the dude, we descend from a man named Jacob.
That's right.
And this is the account of Jacob's name being changed to Israel, right?
And he said,
Right.
let me go, for the days break.
Mhm.
And he said, I will not let thee go, except thou bless me.
So he was wrestling with an angel, right? And he said, you got to bless me, right? Go ahead.
Verse 27. And he said unto him, what is thy name?
He asked Jacob, he said, what's your name?
And he said, Jacob.
Now, when you look up that name, Jacob, it means supplanter, a trickster, or whatever, right?
Verse 28. And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob,
So your name ain't going to be called trickster no more.
That's right.
but Israel.
But Israel. Now, check out what this name and why they wanted to take that name from you.
For as a prince
You first of all, he's saying you're a prince.
has thy
You
power
got power.
with
You
God
got power with the Most High
and with
and
men,
with your brethren,
and has prevailed.
and you win in the end.
That's it, that's it.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 65, verse 15. And ye shall leave your name for a curse.
That's what we left out. That's what happened. Slavery, they beat us off. They started giving us names like Green, Davis, James, foolishness. Go ahead.
Until my chosen. For the Lord God shall slay thee and call his servants by another name.
That's what we're being called by. We're being called African American, black, all those curse names. God gave us his name. It's Israel.
right.
And you got the top name, which is Judah.
That's right.
Give me Genesis 49, 49 each. Let me show you what Judah means. All this stuff means something. And guess what? This was written over 4,000 years ago. So it haven't been tampered with. They just knew we couldn't read.
Genesis chapter 49, verse 8. Judah, thou art he whom thy brother shall praise.
Our brothers is all the other tribes. He said our brothers gonna praise us because the Most High was gonna raise the tents of Judah first, right?
Thy hand shall be in the neck of thy enemy.
Meaning we're gonna live close in proximity with those enemies.
Thy father's children shall bow down before thee. Judah is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stooped down. He couched as a lion.
Crouched as a
Crouched
lion.
as a lion. And as an old lion, who shall rouse him?
That's what's
right.
bringing us right now. The Spirit of the Most High is rousing us up. Go ahead.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 5, verse 5. And one of the elders said unto me, weep not, behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah,
That's right.
the root of David, has prevailed to open the book
That's
and,
going into Christ. Go ahead.
and to loose the 7 seals thereof.
That's
right.
Going into the plagues, it's going to come on. Go ahead.
It's the book of Zechariah, chapter 12, verse 7. The Lord also shall save the tents of Judah first.
He's going to save us first, rise us up. That's why they're going to bow down us, because our job is to wake up the rest of the 12 tribes.